And good afternoon to all of you. It's now 2:07 on July 13th, 2023. We're conducting this hearing virtually via Zoom, and we are here for a public hearing on abandonment petition AB 781 to consider an application received from Montgomery County Department of Transportation, Division of Transportation Engineering, to abandon a portion of the public right-of-way located on the west side of Maryland 355 Frederick Road, opposite Brink Road. My name is Michael Paylor, and I am the County Executive's designated hearing officer with the county's Department of Transportation. This right-of-way abandonment hearing is being conducted pursuant to Section 4962F of the Montgomery County Code. My role in the abandonment process is to receive testimony concerning the abandonment request and then generate a report to include a recommendation of action to the county executive concerning the applicant's petition for abandonment. In order to do this, I will consider statements made during this hearing and written comments received within the comment period. Comments and documents submitted to Mr. O'Burke to support or explain a position on this abandonment case will be accepted until July 28th, 2023 at 5 p.m. My report and recommendation will be forwarded to the county executive for consideration, and the county executive will then forward the report to include the county executive's recommendation to the county council. It is the county council that will decide whether to grant or deny the applicant's petition for abandonment. Those who wish to speak at the hearing today may submit a request to Mr. David Harris in the Zoom chat. Following Mr. O'Burke's petition on behalf of Montgomery County Department of Transportation, Division of Transportation Engineering, on why it believes the right-of-way should be abandoned, those who have requested to speak will be afforded the opportunity to make relevant comments on the abandonment. For those who wish to submit written comments, please submit them to Mr. Demetrius O'Burke at the Montgomery County Department of Transportation, 100 Edison Park Drive, 4th floor, Gaithersburg, Maryland, 20878, or email them to demetrius.oburke@montgomerycountymd.gov by July 28, 2023 at 5 p.m. There are a few ground rules that we must cover before Mr. O'Burke introduces the abandonment petition in the record. First, please turn off or silence your cell phones. Second, as an issue of decorum, all participants must be given due consideration. Those seeking to offer comments following the close of Mr. O'Burke's case for abandonment are asked to be mindful of the time and limit their comments to relevant matters. If an interruption occurs, I will give the individual their first warning. If there is a second interruption, I will give that individual a second warning, and they will then be muted. If that same individual receives a third warning, that person will be removed from the call. And if there are several people making interruptions, I may close the hearing. Mr. O'Burke will submit the case on behalf of Montgomery County's Department of Transportation, Division of Traffic Engineering, and provide the reason why it believes the right-of-way should be abandoned. After Mr. O'Burke has completed his case, those who have registered to speak will be offered the opportunity to make relevant comments. I now introduce Mr. Demetrius O'Burke from Montgomery County Department of Transportation, who is a real estate specialist, to present the case on behalf of the Department of Transportation, Division of Transportation Engineering. Mr. O'Burke.
Thank you, Mr. Paylor. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Demetrius O'Burke. I am a real estate specialist with the Property Acquisition Section for Montgomery County Department of Transportation. My section is responsible for administering requests for the abandonment of public right-of-way. As Mr. Paylor noted, this process is governed by County Code Article 49, Section 6. The County Code details the County Council's authority to abandon a public right-of-way if it finds that 1, the right-of-way is no longer needed for public use or anticipated future public use, or 2, the abandonment is necessary to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents near the right-of-way to be abandoned. On or about April 15, 2020, the applicant, Montgomery County Department of Transportation, Division of Transportation Engineering, DTE, as part of the original design of the Frederick Road bike path, hereon referred to as the project, acquired a 2,655 square foot perpetual easement for bike path and a 388 square foot perpetual easement for a drainage facility, hereon referred to as the original easement areas, from the Potomac Edison Company. Upon the recordation of the bike path and drainage facility easement agreement, recorded in the Montgomery County Land Records, Liber 59804 at folio 165, hereon referred to as the original easement agreement. The original easement areas became part of the county's public right-of-way. Subsequent to the recordation of the original easement agreement, the design of the project was modified, resulting in an realignment of the bike path and drainage facility across the Potomac Edison property. Because the property interest acquired under the original easement agreement were recorded in the county land records, it was necessary for the county to acquire new easements for the realigned path and then agree to abandon the property interest previously recorded through the original easement agreement. On or about September 14th, 2021, the county and Potomac Edison entered into a bike path easement agreement, hereon referred to as the revised easement agreement, through which Potomac Edison granted to the county a perpetual easement for a bike path consisting of 5,215 square feet, more or less. The acquisition of the perpetual easement described in the revised easement agreement negates the need for the easement described in the original easement agreement. Pursuant to the terms of the revised easement agreement, the county is now pursuing the abandonment of the easements acquired through the original easement agreement. In light of the realignment of the project and the recordation of the revised easement agreement, the easements acquired through the original easement agreement are no longer needed for present or anticipated future public use. The easements that are requested to be abandoned are described as follows. A, perpetual easement for a bike path consisting of 2,655 square feet, perpetual, and B, perpetual easement for drainage facility consisting of 388 square feet. The abandonment of these easements will not affect the use, enjoyment, safety, and or the county's ability to maintain the existing bike path. As part of the administrative process, we have provided the requisite notices to other public agencies, abutting property owners, and the public at large. During this process, we have collected a number of exhibits that I will now introduce into the hearing record. Okay, David, can you put up our first exhibit? Okay, Exhibit A is Montgomery County Department of Transportation's application for abandonment memo dated March 9th, 2023. As part of this, we have Exhibit A1, which is the 2020 Bike Path and Drainage Facility Easement Agreement, recorded April 15th, 2020 at Liber 59804, folio 165. Exhibit A2, 2021 Bike Path Easement Agreement, dated September 14th, 2021, Liber 64250, folio 71. On page 26, I have highlighted the abandonment requirement as part of this agreement. Exhibit B is the abandonment area through an aerial. Exhibit C will be Plat 1083, showing the original acquisition of 2,655 square feet, perpetual easement for bike path, shown in red, and 388 square foot perpetual easement for drainage facility, shown in orange. Exhibit D, Plat 1203, the acquisition of 5,215 square foot perpetual easement for bike path, shown in blue. Exhibit E is the notice of public hearing comment solicitation to the county agencies and utility companies. Exhibit E1, the Department of Permitting Services section of Fire Department Access and Water Supply, having no objection to this abandonment. Exhibit E2, Division of Transportation Engineering and Operations with DOT, having no comment. No other division commented regarding this abandonment. Exhibit F is the mailing list of solicited neighborhood associations. The two associations without email addresses will provide certified mail as shown on the following exhibits. F1 is the notice to the HOA and civics via email. Sorry about that. And then F2 is going to be the notice to HOA and civics via the certified mail. And then Exhibit G is the executive order number 06623. And that approves the public hearing for this abandonment petition. Exhibit H, traffic sign and public hearing posting. Posted across the street at the intersection of MD 355 Frederick Road at Brink Road on June 28th, 2023. Exhibit I, the Washington Times ad proof number 73916, advertisement dates of June 29th and July 6th. And finally, Exhibit J is the MCDOT calendar event posting posted May 23rd. And that is all the exhibits I have for this. So I send this back over to Michael Paler.
Thank you, Mr. Oberg. At this time, those who have registered to speak on this abandonment case may do so.
We do have a participant that showed up during the middle of my thing, but is that too late?
No, sir. If there are individuals now, if there's only one individual, whoever, if anyone would like to speak and add their comments to the record, they're authorized to do so at this time.
I'm sorry, I think they left anyway. So okay.
Okay.
I saw them pop up while I was reading.
I did too. Yes, thank you for that. So based on your observations, there are no other individuals on the call that are seeking to comment or speak on the case?
I do not see anybody outside of our division or Planet Depot.
In the spirit of charity, I'll allow maybe 15 or 30-second pause to give that person, if they had some kind of technical difficulties, an opportunity to rectify their matter and pop back on. Otherwise, at the end of that 15 to 30 seconds, we'll close the hearing out.
We're going to keep the hearing record open for a period of time for anybody that wishes to submit comments. That person who might have had those technical difficulties, maybe for 5 days or something.
We have it open till on July, what was that, 28th?
Yeah, if we'll allow, so since those 15 minutes are up, I'll offer my closing commentary that'll cover that ground. We did not receive any additional comments or any comments to be placed on the record by participants. And since there are no comments, I am declaring this hearing closed. The hearing record will remain open until July 28, 2023 at 5 p.m. to accommodate any additional comments for the record. And these comments and any other correspondence may be addressed to Mr. Demetrius Obrecht at Montgomery County Department of Transportation, 100 Edison Park Drive, 4th floor, Gaithersburg, Maryland, 20878, or they may be emailed to demetrius.obrecht@montgomerycountymaryland.gov by July 28th, 2023 at 5 p.m. So with that, thank you, and the hearing is ended.